BF always acts weird after he visits his gay friend. So here is the story. My boyfriend, M, 26, and I, F, 25, are long distance while I finish college. We have known each other for almost 5 years. He moved to a different city 1 year ago for a job and met a gay guy that lives across the street from him. I was happy for him that he had a friend to hang out with. They hang out every weekend and during the week. Sometimes with other friends too. They take smoke breaks together during the day every day as they both work remote. This is where the weirdness comes in. I've visited him a lot of times and sometimes for weeks at a time, and I've never met the guy friend. He won't even tell his friend I'm there. I've asked him to let's hang out just to meet one time, and he always has an excuse or tells me no. When we go somewhere it's like he purposely takes a different route to not pass by the guy's apt. Tonight I had some schoolwork and I told him to go hang out with his friend if he wanted to because I'd be busy. Well, when he came home he was just not his usual self. He was very quiet and just weird. This isn't the only time I've noticed this. His friend didn't even know I existed for a long time. He said he's told him, but I think he's lying. Another reason it's weird to me how secretive he's being is because he's never in the past had an issue with me meeting his other friends. Just this one. I don't know if he's doing drugs or his friend. Also, just in case, but this gay guy friend isn't a cover for another woman. He actually does exist. Too long did not read. Long-distance boyfriend is very secretive about his gay guy friend who he hangs out with all the time. Bestie, I think your boyfriend has a boyfriend. Think you know. Didn't even make it past the headline and I feel like I know there's some swordfighting going on. Sounds like he has a boyfriend and a girlfriend. He's probably acting weird because he feels guilty about cheating on you with him and cheating on him with you. He's confused on what he wants because he wants both. Talk to him. Also, get tested. Not going to lie, it sounds like you're the side chick. That's his boyfriend. I, 19F, am messing with a married man. Before you say anything, I know I sound like a terrible person. I, 19F, started talking to this guy on a dating app, specifically Tinder. He is in his late 30s. My intention was not to meet up with this guy and he is aware of it. I messaged him strictly for nudes, sexting. We've been talking for about a month. We send each other nudes and sext almost daily. He keeps asking me to go visit him in his city so we can fuck. I do not want to meet him and I never will. This is just texting. Today we were having a deep conversation, which we often have in addition to the sexting, and he mentioned his wife. I was obviously shocked because I had no idea he had a wife. He then proceeded to tell me he also has a 2-month-old daughter. This man really does not seem like a married man with a daughter. He's asked me to do some nasty stuff. He told me his wife knows he texts other women and she's fine with it because it satisfies him sexually when she can't. Her only boundaries are no meetups and no emotional cheating. I feel like he's crossed both of these boundaries by now, or at least is attempting to. Also, I don't even know if his wife really is okay with this. I feel like such an asshole for this. I don't want to be a home wrecker. I'm not sure what I should do. Should I just stop talking to him? Edit. I just feel like I should clarify why I'm unsure about just blocking him. Don't want to make a big deal out of nothing if he's telling the truth. Plenty of people have agreements like these in relationships. Also, he has a bunch of my nudes so I don't really want to anger him? I guess this is a lesson not to send random men nudes. Skeptical smiley face. Edit 2. Okay, everyone has made it very clear that he is most likely lying and I agree. I guess what I want to know now is, do I reach out to the wife? I have no idea how to find her on social media, so advice would help. That's like the oldest lie in the book. My wife knows, so there's no reason to reach out to her. SMH. I would not give the time of day to someone cheating on his 1-month postpartum wife. I don't want to be a home wrecker. There's your answer. Should I just stop talking to him? Yes. Obviously. The only question is whether to tell his wife. You should feel even worse than you do. He told his wife that he needs more sexual attention. She just carried and gave birth to his child. He made her feel so terrible about not servicing her husband, so she relented and surrendered into allowing him to sext other women. So he finds a teenage girl to satisfy his animalistic desires. While his wife heals from birth and takes care of that child. He is a great asshole. He probably doesn't have an agreement with his wife either. This man really does not seem like a married man with a daughter. He's asked me to do some nasty stuff. Married men can be into nasty stuff as much as single men. Getting married doesn't cure a freak. He told me his wife knows he texts other women and he's fine with it because it satisfies him sexually when she can't. Bet that's a lie. Should I just stop talking to him? Yep. Did he ever tell you he was single? Or did he just not tell you he was married with a very young child? Some people might consider that a lie by omission. But yes, absolutely, you should stop seeing this guy. Seeing him makes you feel like an asshole. Seeing him makes you a home wrecker. So don't see him. Here we are. The perfect example why older men and younger girls shouldn't flirt. The whole, "I am interested in older men" narrative has to stop. I, 27M. Got a new barber. M. On the advice of my coworker, 45M. And I don't know what to do. My coworker recommended a barber, who probably gave me the best haircut I've ever had. The barber also didn't say a single word to me the whole time. He walked up to me while I was waiting and grunted, at which point I followed him to the chair. I like the haircut, but I also like talking to my barber. Should I go back to this barber, or should I look somewhere else? I don't want to hurt my coworker or my barber's feelings. Step 1. Walk up to your coworker, thank him for the recommendation and ask him if the barber is always so silent. Step 2. If the coworker says, yes, bring an audiobook next time or go to a different barber. Step 2. If the coworker says, no, assume that the barber just had a bad day and just go there again and see how it is the next time. This sounds like a dream to me. I hate making small talk. Good barbers are hard to find. Respect that he's focused on his job, not forced social interactions. You ungrateful man. He may have a form of autism or social disorder where he's not good at communicating. But fantastic at other things. Like cutting hair. If the cut was that good, why do you need to talk to him? He's not a therapist. Did you talk to him? Not making small talk means he's focused on what he's doing. That's why he gave you a great haircut. If I had to choose between a great haircut or a chatty stylist, I'm picking the great haircut. There are plenty of other people around that I can chat with. Girl I've been talking to for a while, 23 female, stopped talking to me because of my fetish, 24 male. I was talking to this girl for about a month or two, went on 2 dates. Everything was going along very well so far. We go on a second date and she asks if I have any fetishes. I tell her yes, I have a foot fetish. She proceeds to be shocked. But I start going into detail about how I'm about it and that it's really not a big deal for me in a relationship as a necessity nor in sex. She ends up being okay with it. We hang out in my car, kiss, talk about random shit. She texts me the next day asking me about my fetish and if it's a necessity, and I'll again tell her no. She ends up telling me how it isn't going to work out because it's completely out of her comfort zone and it's stepping out of her boundaries and the sexual compatibility is off, yet said she's sad because she really liked me. Was I in the wrong about any of this? I felt okay telling her about it and now we're not talking anymore. Edit. Thank all of you for helping me understand a little more about it. I didn't expect this to blow up this fast. You both were clear and upfront. No, there was nothing wrong with honestly answering her question, and that you have a foot fetish. I've been with guys who have the same and I wasn't bothered because I liked them as a person. Another girl won't mind, or might be into it if you're lucky. You're not wrong, it's just not her cup of tea. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. Good on you for being upfront and honest. I'm sorry it burned you this time, but do not lose that quality, it will serve you well in the long run. Also, just for the record, one of my coworkers went out with a guy with a foot fetish last night and she was stoked. We're all in our late 20s and early 30s, so remember that you'll find somebody who appreciates you. Just give it some time. As female that likes men who like feet, move on and find someone that enjoys it with you. You will be happier in the long run. This actually sounds like great dating communication. This is the exact point of the getting to know you phase. You discovered you aren't compatible before it got too deep. A foot fetish is the most basic of fetishes, but if it doesn't work for her, it's best that neither of you waste your time. You said nothing wrong. Personally, I'm ticklish and anyone handling my feet would get a involuntary kick in the face, so it might not even be a judgment, just an incompatibility. You aren't wrong for answering her question honestly. It is better that it came out early in the relationship rather than later. At least she told you how she felt instead of just dropping you. It's good that you did not waste time. I'm not into feet. Get them away from me. And I would be turned off by knowing my partner is into them. Like, would he be looking forward to sandal season? Checking out feet on the street? I did once have a stranger come up to me and compliment my feet and it felt very invasive, so this may be part of my issue.